Alright, so we just finished unloading my van here. It was quite an adventure with the engine not running, and the driver of the truck that brought it can barely walk, so that was an adventure. All in all, I think I did pretty well. It was only $2,000, well, a little over $2,000, but considering how expensive these vans can be, I think I did pretty well. And she definitely needs some work. She needs some cleaning up and a few other things. Needs some engine work. Hopefully it doesn't need a whole new engine, but we'll find out that in a few days. If it does, I'll just put a new engine in it. But I'm gonna take you on a little tour real quick and just let you see what I got here, so you can see this whole start to finish. And then hopefully in September, you'll be able to come along with me on my vacation. So let's start up here at the front, all right? So as you can see, it's a 96 Dodge Explorer camper van. The body is dirty. It's not rusty, it's not damaged, more than a couple of little nicks here and there. It's just really, really dirty from sitting outside. As you can see, it's got a lot of grime on it. It's been sitting in one spot, I'm thinking under a tree, for at least a couple years. Because the engine problem was owned by an elderly couple who then, I think they passed away or something. It was sold at an estate auction by the kids, I'm guessing, and was purchased by a small dealer who intended to fix it up and sell it, but then he ended up having to move to Colorado. So I bought this out from under him for quite a bit less than he paid. He showed me what he paid, and I bought it for quite a bit less. So the tires are gone. They're dry rotted. They're pretty nasty. As you can see, they're bad. And I ain't taking a 5-mile trip on these, so it's gonna need tires all around. More grime. It looks really bad, but it's really just dirty. Now, this part might not be cleanable, but that's the fiberglass and this is the metal. And you know, a lot of the rubber like this is falling off, but that can just be, I might just pull this piece off entirely and not even put it back on. But you also have a lot of pieces around the windows that are going, but you can tell it's been sitting. I mean, there's moss growing on it all around the windows. See, look at all that. But this is all, with some scrubbing and some elbow grease, most of that'll come off. The paint is okay. And the top is nasty, and I'm hoping it cleans up pretty well, but if it doesn't, it's just cosmetic. It doesn't affect the functionality. But again, more moss. I'm gonna have to really scrub all this and hopefully get it all off. Down here, the water heater is missing the little grate here. That's not a big deal. And I have no idea if any of this stuff works. I bought this vehicle sight unseen, and the guy himself, you know, didn't do any testing on it. So it's one of the reasons why I got it so cheap. So hopefully this works. If not, I can probably get it replaced or maybe even repaired. There's probably nothing all that wrong with it. Maybe just some propane. Hopefully it's that simple. And here's our furnace here. Again, I don't know if it works. Hopefully it does, because these can be kind of expensive. And down here, it's really sunny. I'm having trouble seeing the screen. Here we go. You got sewage drains. I find it a little odd that they put two separate connections, one for gray, one for black. Every other place I've ever seen, or every other RV I should say, has one connection with two different valves. But for some reason they did it differently here. It's a bit odd, but not a big deal. And we're coming back. We got the rear tire again is also dry rotted and terrible, and more of this stuff is falling off, so that's probably not worth fixing. And then right here is our connection. I got 30 amp plug right here. I don't know if there's a cord on this van. If not, I'll have to make one. And that'd be the gas tank. Oh, look at that. Look how nasty that is. Oh, this van has not been used in so long. Water connection right here. Yep, sorry about the camera work. I have a real hard time seeing the visor with the sun in my eyes. And back window is pretty good. The glass is all fine, but you got a lot of this kind of thing happening with the rubber shrinking. So I'm gonna have to look into what it's gonna take to fix that, because I suspect that's gonna cause water problems. And down here is the generator. I can see in there that the generator is there, which is shocking to me, because nobody, when I was selling it, or when I was buying it, or when I was trying to have it repaired down where I purchased it in Maryland, nobody said anything about the generator, and I didn't want to ask because I didn't want to give, you know, tip my hand to the fact that it might not be there and have them say, oh no, it's not there, while they're taking it out. And to be honest with you, I was surprised that it's in here. I thought that either the previous owners or the guy who sold it to me would have removed it and sold it separately. I'm very pleased that it's here. I'm hoping it works. Unfortunately, I don't have a key to this. All I got was a key to the ignition and the doors. So I'm gonna have to have a locksmith go at these and see if I can get new locks put in these with the new key. If not, we're gonna have to go another route to get into there, because this key goes to all 3 storage compartments, and right now I can't get into any of them because I don't have a key. All right, so, and you can see there's some fiberglass damage back here, but it's fairly light and it's cosmetic. This is not structural, and some more here. I don't really care about that too much. Both the rear tail lights are intact, and the rear window is also intact. Got the air conditioner up there. Again, I have no idea if it works or not. But you got a lot more of this rubber coming off. And down here you got another storage compartment, but again with the stupid key that I don't have. And it also doesn't seal up very well, so hopefully that hopefully that's not full of water and all kinds of stuff. But the back bumper is a little bit tweaked. Looks like it caught on something and it's bent back, but that's fixable. All right, sorry about that. The tow driver was asking me something. All right, so I can't get into this storage cupboard either because of the lock, so hopefully I can get that taken care of. Right here is going to be my water fill thing for the freshwater tank. Again, why is it on this side? Why would you not put it on the same side as the rest of the sewage connections? Sewage connections, the city water is all on that other side, and yet this is on this side. It's not a big deal, but it's just one of those little things that you go, why? Come on, guys, make it easy for me. You know, you pay God knows how much for this vehicle new, and they dinker with things like this. But again, that's just me complaining because I like to complain. Power outlets out here, a couple of 110s, which is nice. Unfortunately, no awning. There is no awning on this vehicle, and it doesn't look like there ever was. So I'll have to either bring an awning with me, or I'll have to have one installed. And judging by how much work this thing needs, I'm guessing I'll just bring one with me, at least for the time being. Outdoor light right here, I'm gonna replace that with LED, just for battery consumption purposes. And here we got our fridge vent. You got the access for maintenance, and then the venting right there. And then obviously we're just back at the front again. Not a whole lot more to see. But the outside is solid. Again, it needs cleaning up. It needs a little TLC here and there from being neglected and sitting around for the longest time, but it is solid. Once I get the tires replaced and the engine working, there's no reason I can't take this thing on a cross-country trip. So let's go inside. The inside, again, filthy, but if you can look past the filth, you can see it's got a lot of potential. So this door, which I was happy to see, already has a bug barrier on it. I thought that was really cool. I saw one of these in another video, and I looked online to try to find one for this van, and this company no longer exists. They went out of business, and I could not find for the life of me anybody that makes anything like this for these vans. But basically you just unzip this flap so you can access the latch, you open up the window, and then you zip the flaps back up to keep the bugs out, which is great because I hate getting bugs in my van. All right, so we'll go inside here. You just climb in here. Very narrow entrance because you only have the one door, so not good for big people, but I'm little, so it makes it easy. Interior is in nice shape. Other than being dirty, it's in nice shape. The arm of this chair is busted, but that's no big deal. I can fix it. It's a 96, so it's got the older style dashboard with the newer style outside. But as you can see, if I can get a shot here, 59,000 miles. That is the main reason I chose this van. If I can get this engine going, or put a new engine in it if I have to, this thing will last me for years and years. The little bits of wear and tear in it, the imperfections, I really don't care about that stuff. I just care about the overall functionality. So the up front is nice, and It has air conditioning, but I don't know if it actually works. I can live without it if it doesn't work, but it sure would be nice. But up here in the front here, we got some kind of a storage cabinet. I'm not entirely sure what that is. Looks like it connects to the pigtail, because there's a plug on the rear bumper that I noticed. I have no idea what it's for. I'm sure somebody's screaming at the computer right now going, hey, that's such and such, but I'm ignorant. I'll figure out what it is. Got some extra coax cable sitting over here, but this is a nice sized piece of storage up here, and you got a 12 volt plug and something else, and I'm thinking that goes to the antenna. Let's see where this goes. Yeah, this that wire just goes over here and disappears. There must be an antenna on the roof. Probably not an adjustable one, because I'm not seeing a handle on the ceiling anywhere. Anyway, oh, that's a nice sized piece of storage, and these just close right up. I have no idea what that is yet. I'll have to figure out what that is when I have power. Right now there's absolutely no power in the van, so I'm sort of going blind here. I guess that's just for setting things on there, but you got these nice windows up top that crank out. I love these crank out windows because you can crank them out, you know, leave them down a little bit like that, and then if you're ever camping or something and it's pouring rain outside, you can still get nice ventilation. You leave these windows open, the rain just runs right off of them and doesn't come inside. And that, I just love that kind of thing, because I love listening to the rain. It's one of my favorite things. I prefer sunlight when I'm camping, but if I got stuck with rain, it's definitely not the end of the world. And it doesn't look like this window even opens. I don't see a handle or anything on this window, so I think this is just a static window. But you got more skylight up here. Again, these don't open, they're just for sunlight, but they got nice curtains on them that I might end up replacing because they're ugly, but that's very low on the list. You got some down here. Let's see if these work. Oh boy. They don't work very well. Might have to get these blinds replaced. But anyway, you got another window down here. This window does crank out in the same manner as the other one. So you can even have this window open and just be sitting on the couch listening to the rain. Boy, I'll have to definitely get that replaced. That's terrible. Got a nice couch here. Very comfortable for a van, which is what I was looking for. A lot of them have either another seat like this facing forward, or they have some kind of a dinette set here with two bench seats facing each other. And there's nothing really wrong with that, but I really don't need a table. It doesn't have much use to me, and I really wanted a nice couch to relax on. So I'm really happy that this one has a couch, because I don't find the dinette to be very comfortable for lounging. But this one does have a table built in right here, which does not seem to work properly. Maybe I can get that fixed too, or just pull it off of there, because it's obviously meant for while you're cooking. You know, we can't sit here and use it. It's mounted too high up. But I'll figure that out. See if maybe it's got some kind of a thing that I need to use. And down here is a little, I don't know what it's called, but you drop a little pole down in there, and then there's another table that goes on top, and that is for sitting and eating. So even though it doesn't have a dinette, I still have place to eat. Good. All right, sorry about that. The mechanic showed up, so I had to talk to him. But while I was talking to him and kind of showing him the thing, I figured out what this does. It pulls out like that, and then it pushes in and locks like that. That's cool. So then you just drop it back down like that. Needs to be tightened up, I think. That's a little bit loose. But anyway, over here you got a switch here, which I'm assuming is the water pump. That's going to be my guess on that one. And that would be your thermostat for your furnace. And you got your monitor for all your water tanks. Oh no, that's the water pump. Okay, so I guess I have no idea what that is. I'll figure it out. And you got your solar charging system here. I don't know how good this is, whether or not it even works. I'm assuming that the solar panel on top is not really up to par, but I'll deal with all that later. I'll figure all that stuff out. And here's your generator. It does have the generator, like I said earlier, but I don't know if it works. And that would be your carbon monoxide detector. Very important in a small enclosed space. when you have LP gas running. So that's good to have. I'll put a new battery in that, make sure she works. And then above the couch here, you got some more storage here. Nice big piece of storage. And yeah, not sure what that, oh, that's the light. Duh, of course it's the light. And so that's that. This, a lot of mess, but I forgot to point out they got this little reading lamp here. I'll probably replace that with LED as well, because I plan to do a lot of boondocking. You got this fluorescent one. I don't know about this one. I really don't know what that would do as far as power. Fluorescent I know doesn't use a lot of power compared to incandescent, but it's pretty big light. So I'm not sure. I guess we'll see. And a built-in microwave here, which I think is really cool. I'm really happy about that. It's got this turntable. It needs to be put back on, but that probably still works if you plug in power. You got a divider curtain here for the front and back, and over here you got the fridge. And this is kind of nasty, I'll warn you now. They left a bunch of stuff in here. They left food in here, God knows how long. This kind of annoys me that this doesn't stay closed. I don't know what I can do about that, if anything. I'm gonna have to look into it. But you do have a little freezer in there. And why they left all this crap in here, who knows. But let's open this up the rest of the way here. Get my leg out of the way. Down here, you have, let's see, a thermostat, and then you have different settings. Electric, off, and gas, and I think that's all. Oh no, 12 volts, sweet! I didn't think this was gonna be three-way, but yeah, so it runs on 12 volt, LP gas, or 110. So, that means that I only have to use the gas when I'm boondocking. And the rest of the time I can switch it over to 12 volt while I'm driving, and 110 if I'm ever at a campground. Well, that makes me very happy. I'm surprised by that. So, but anyway, over here you got the ignition switches, or buttons I should say, to light it when it's running on gas. Sorry about the camera work. I'm not a professional photographer at all. I kind of suck at it. But I'm doing my best. Anyway, I'll get this cleaned up. Hopefully it works. I'm guessing at least it did when they stopped using the thing, it worked. And these things I know can be very expensive to fix or replace. So if it doesn't work, I'm gonna have a bit of a problem on my hands. I'm gonna have to figure something out. Either get it replaced or repaired. Hang on, I gotta use both hands to close it. This stupid thing. Yeah, that freezer thing annoys me, but it is what it is. So it's a Dometic RM 2310 gas electric. But I'm really pleased that it's a three-way fridge. Who'd have thought? Anyway, up here you got 2-burner stove, no oven, but you know, I don't care. I grew up with a motorhome when I was a kid. My parents bought an old one from the early 80s, and we drove that thing all over the country. And it did have an oven, but I cannot remember a single time when we ever actually used it. So I'm not really concerned about not having an oven. I can definitely get by without it. It's got this nice metal flashing on the back here for heat purposes, you know, for safety. And you got another window here, crank out window, and a little sink. Disgusting, but it's here. And hopefully the faucet works. If not, faucets are easy to replace. And down here you got all kinds of drawers. You got 2 drawers, and then you got a cabinet under here with lots of storage. It's dirty as hell, but it's there. And I think, let's see, it's a little bit out of adjustment. I'm gonna have to fix that. And then you got more here. You got the plumbing for the sink down here, which makes it easy to access. And then you got more cabinet down here, more plumbing. That's the trap, but obviously you can still store stuff down here as well. And going to the back here, we got more storage down here. That's the breaker box, and looks in decent shape. Got some valves down there. You got this little lighting down along the floor. There's another one up front, and another one over here too, right there. Focus. There we go. I don't know where the switch is for that. I think it might be that right there, but I don't know for sure. We'll see. And you got a nice bit of storage in here. This is the skinny part of the van, so it's hard to film. Basically, you open this up and you got a nice bit of storage with hanger spots here. And then down here is that table I was telling you about for up front, for attaching the in front of the couch. And right here I think is where the pole is supposed to go, but it's actually sitting on the bed. Now come on, camera, focus. All right, so and then you got more storage up here. Just another bit of storage. Obviously maximizing storage is important in something like this. And then on the other side, open, you got the bathroom with a crank out window. You got a little mirror. There's your shower head. You got a light up top. That'll be changed to LED. Little sink. I cannot imagine what you would ever use that sink for. It is so tiny. I'll probably just put shampoo and crap in there and use it for storage. Towel rack, which is again kind of dumb because this whole thing is the shower. So if you put your towel on there, it's going to get wet while you're showering. But you got your drain down there. Again, disgusting. Little heat vent, which is nice. Keep this room nice and warm. And you got your toilet. With, I'm guessing that's going to be the black water tank readout. Hopefully that works. And then push to flush. A push button flush. I find that interesting. But it's got this, also got this thing down here. I don't know what that is. If it's anything, it might not be anything. And another I just discovered this. Oh, medicine cabinet. Oh, goody, I got Zantac. Look at that. Oh, yeah, I'm going to be using that for sure. Yeah, right. Oh, that's cool, though. It's got a little medicine cabinet. And we'll close that back up. Basically, this whole thing, once you close it up, the whole room becomes a big shower, which I think is kind of cool. Although the door is a little bit tweaked. As you can see, it's not sealing up at the bottom there. So I might have to do something. I'm gonna definitely have to do something about that. I'm not sure what though. Maybe I'll put a second latch at the bottom. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but it'll only need to be latched when I'm actually showering. That would probably be the easiest fix. Put a little handle down there with like a, one of those little sliding door latches, and just drill a hole in the bottom of the frame there, and then just do that when I'm just using the toilet. But then when I'm showering, I'll close it, then I'll reach down, pull it shut, and lock it so that it's nicely sealed up so no water gets out. And I think that would be the easiest method because I don't see a curtain or anything here. So this door gets wet when you shower. I find that to be a little bit questionable because this doesn't feel like a very waterproof material. I might resurface that with something a little more waterproof, but you see, because this is different. This is like an acrylic or something. This feels completely waterproof, but the door feels almost like wood, and if it's wood, you don't want that getting wet. That seems kind of dumb. All right, anyway, room back here. He's got the back bed here. I think that would be the rod for the that little table. Got more storage up here. You got that's a stereo speaker. And more storage on the other side. Over here, that is access panel for the sink plumbing in the bathroom. And let's see what's under the bed, if anything here. There's something under this bed, some kind of storage or something. Ah, okay, so here's the freshwater tank. There's the hose running to the outside. And, let's see. I can't really see much, it's kind of dark. I don't know what that brown box is over there. I'll figure out what that is, but I want to point out, remember I was saying earlier why the potable water is on that side and kind of complaining about it? Well, I kind of want to reinforce that complaint by pointing over here. There's no reason they couldn't have run the hose out that direction. There's plenty of room. And yet they decided to run it out the passenger side. So whenever I have to do my water, I have to walk around the vehicle. Again, not a big deal. That's just me complaining because I like to complain, but it's one of those little annoyances in life where you look at the way they make things and go, why would you do that? So that's my old man get off my lawn complaining coming in, and now this thing ain't closing. Oh, I don't care. And up top is obviously your air conditioner controls. It all just comes right out this vent and into the RV, which is perfectly fine with me. This probably won't get all that much, Drop the camera. All that much use, but hopefully it works. Because if it doesn't, it's going to get even less use. But anyway, you got 110 outlet right there. Another reading light over there, same thing. I'm not going to lie on this bed because it's gross, but I think I can sleep comfortably from one side to the other. I'm only 5'7", so I think I will be comfortable on this bed. And again, with the broken blind. Oh well, blinds are fixable. And the back window, as you can see, that little red handle right there, that is a escape hatch, which I like. If you're ever sleeping and somebody's breaking in the front, or God forbid a fire somehow breaks out in the front, you can get out. One more quick thing. This one actually has furnace venting around it. It's got one right there, one in the bathroom that I already showed you, and another one right here, right there. Most of them just have like a big grate at somewhere in the vehicle, and the heat just all comes out in one spot and sort of drifts around the vehicle. But this one spreads it out a bit, which I like. But under here, if I can get it open, oh, because it opens the other way. Down here is the furnace venting right there. You can see the spider web. The spider venting. This bed also turns into, or this couch I should say, turns down into a bed somehow. I haven't quite figured out how that works yet. I'm sure it's some simple, stupid way, but I haven't figured it out. Oops, because I'm dense. And see, now this is, really? So now I gotta pull this up every time I open and close this thing. One-handed, that's wonderful. So, yeah, I'll figure out this couch eventually. All right, anyway, I did discover while I was talking to the mechanic that both these chairs swivel, turn completely around, and create even more sitting room, which is quite nice. I don't think I'll ever need it, but if I ever do, it's nice to have. I might end up spinning the passenger seat around and laying the back of it against the dashboard and leaving it like that permanently, just to open up this area a little more. So, anyway, that's my van, and I'm gonna document things as I get it fixed and cleaned up and so forth. I'm gonna document all that so you guys can see how I'm doing it, and hopefully you enjoy it. And hopefully having my hopes up the way they are won't prove too devastating. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and keep an eye out for my next video, because hopefully it'll be soon. I don't think I'll be able to document any of the of the engine repair or not, because it's going to be at a mechanic's shop, and I don't think he'll want me doing any filming in there. So I'll basically just have to tell you how that goes. That's going to be the main determining factor at this point of whether or not I can get this vehicle on the road and reliable at a decent price, because a new engine's going to be expensive, but hopefully it won't have to happen. Anyway, please comment if you like this, things you'd like to see, anything you're interested in, any advice you may have. I'm definitely interested, because I'm not an expert by far. I've got some knowledge with RVs, but relatively limited knowledge on fixing various things. So it's going to be an adventure in every sense of the word. So anyway, thanks a lot.